Hello and welcome to the next video of my LCK Spring 2023 preview series. We're going to cover KT, otherwise known as KT Rolster. Last year, this team I thought was actually a world's contending team. I thought that they were better than DRX with Rascal and top lane versus Kingen. And honestly, a part of me still wonders if KT could have went on a similar run as DRX, just with Rascal playing as well as Zeka, which, I mean, obviously this hypothetical is out of bounds, but at the same time, something to think about. Last year, they went 17 and 19, which DRX went 18 and 18, so pretty close, right? The Challenger roster, 40 and 32. Academy roster, 4, 8 and 2. 3 of the starting 5 are gone. The average age of this year's team is 23 years old, which is actually younger than I expected, given that we have Keen BDD on this team. So, Keenan top lane joins from the Freaks. He's finally left the Freaks, right? Rascal went to DRX. In mid, Vikla, Rookie of the Year, went to FlyQuest in the LCS. BDD joins from Nongshim Red Force. At support, Life goes to Hanwha Life. And Lehens joins from Gen G. So, KT... excuse me. KT I have in that Gen G DRX tier when it comes to battling for 4th place for Worlds. Keen, at 23 years old, left a lot to be desired in summer. Played awful. I'm giving him a lease on life when it comes to my upper tier top laner rankings. If he doesn't return to form in spring, I'm not going to say he's dead to me, but he's not going to be as highly thought of. Put up a 1.9 KDA, 8.1 CS per minute, 56.4 KP. So average and farm, died a ton. 462 damage per minute, 27.3 damage share, 22.3 gold share. 2 solo kills in 42 games, played 11 champions. Gnar, Gwen, and GP. I hated seeing him on Sejuani. Hated seeing him on Ornn. Gragas is okay at times, but Keen definitely had some games where I was just like, come on, he needs to be on a better champion than this. Just 1 second. So, Keen, needs to step it up. Behind him is Castle. Castle is not going to be a threat. At 20 years old, Castle struggled in a Challenger. 2.9 KDA, 7.8 CS per minute, 58.5 KP. 508 damage per minute, 23.4 damage share, 20.9 gold share. Did have 16 solo kills, so there was outplay potential, but didn't really win his lane hard outside of that. 13 champions in 36 games, Gwen, Gnar, and Gragas being his most played. Their academy rosters, players are named after their roles. So, the 3rd tier top laner is named Top. Struggled a lot in Academy, a 4.29 KDA, 6.62 CS per minute, so that's pretty damn bad. 60.8 KP, 485 damage per minute, 19.2 gold share, 5 champions, 28 games. When we look at the champions, we'll realize why his farm was bad, but I don't think there's an excuse for it being that bad. Ornn, Gragas, Sejuani. So, definitely played tanks in top. Jungle, we have Cuz. At 23 years old, Cuz was average, I thought, in summer. Honestly, I thought he was KT's worst player. 3.9 KDA, 5.4 CS per minute, 69.5 KP. That is the epitome of average. 283 damage per minute, 13.3 damage share, 18 gold share. 3 solo kills in 45 games, played 10 champions. Wukong, Viego, Trundle. He played Skarner as well 5 times, but Cuz was just so average. Like I said, there's not a lot to really say about an average player that's just like, okay, this guy's mediocre. Just truly. Hambach is the backup at 20 years old. Pretty average as well. 3.1 KDA, 5.5 CS per minute, 68.3 KP, 272 damage per minute, 12.6 damage share. So, not a lot of damage out of this player. 18 gold share, only 5 champions played in 34 games, so a champion puddle. Viego, Trundle, Lee Sin being his most played. Jug is the jungler in Academy. 336 KDA, 536 CS per minute, 65.3 KP, 398 damage per minute, 19 gold share, 5 champions, 28 games, Viego, Trundle, and Graves. So once again, all three of these junglers are average. I do not expect Tombak or Jug to push Cuz at all. Hopefully, I mean, with veterans around Cuz, he can step it up instead of having a rookie in mid lane and Vikla. Speaking of mid lane, BDD at 23 years old, put up a 3.3 KDA, 8.5 CS per minute, 65.9 KP. I thought he was average in summer, and it was a disappointment. A lot of people had high hopes for Nongshim. I didn't have super high hopes, but I expected more out of BDD and Ghost for sure. I definitely laid into them a bit throughout the split. You know, Kana ended up being their best player, and then Dread also popped off from time to time. BDD had a penta, in like the last weekend of the season or something, if I recall. But outside of like that one play, BDD kind of was just whatever. 562 damage per minute, 28.7 damage share, 22.8 gold share, 6 solo kills, 42 games, 14 champions played. Azir and Rise being the only champions he played more than 3 times. So BDD wide champion pool. Obviously, he is held in high regard, but, you know, similar to the Keen situation, he has to recover after a lackluster year in 2022. Feisty did not succeed that well. Well, didn't succeed in Challenger. At 19 years old, 2.4 KDA, 8.2 CS per minute, 67.6 KP, 509 damage per minute, 26.3 damage share, 21.5 gold share. Let me just make sure I'm on the screen. I am. 21.5 gold share, 2 solo kills, 36 games played, 15 champions, Ari, Lissandra, and Silas. So, like I said, definitely lackluster numbers. He's losing lane more often than not. The KP is pretty standard, so it's not like he's roaming all over the place based on these numbers and getting things done. Mid is not ready to be promoted to Challenger. 308 KDA, 828 CS per minute, 61.7 KP. Dealt a ton of damage, though. I think the most on this board at 712 per minute. 22.7 gold share, 4 champions in 28 games. Akali, Azir, and Silas. So an interesting champion pool with Akali being the most played, but definitely a player that isn't ready. So we have a lot of players on KT that just are not ready to be bumped up. Until we get to the bot lane. The bot lane has some interesting players on it. Viper withstanding, because Viper returned to the LCK. Aiming is the best 80 carry holdover from summer. Guma obviously is held in higher regard because of just, you know, Worlds and Spring. But if you look at summer, just in a box, Aiming is the best 80 carry left, because Ruler left and Prince left, and I thought Aiming was actually at Prince's level in summer. At 22 years old, Aiming had a 6 KDA, 9.8 CS per minute, 71.8 KP, 630 damage per minute, 30.3 damage share, 25.1 gold share, 2 solo kills in 45 games, played 13 champions. His 3 most played, Zeri, Aphelios, Ezreal. I thought Aiming was outstanding alongside Life. It was just absolute gangbusters down in bot lane, and they hard carried. A lot like Sandbox, Prince did with Sandbox. I will keep in mind, though, and be fair, Prince did not have Life. He had Cal, who was a solid rookie, and also didn't have as good of solo laners as KT did. Jungle's a wash, but KT definitely had the better team than Sandbox, so I will say that Prince probably has the edge on Aiming, but I thought Aiming was very, very, very good in summer. Behind Aiming is Hype. Hype's numbers are from Live Sandbox in spring, sorry. So, did very well. So if Hype can follow this split up that he has here with a good data set in spring, maybe he pushes for a spot in summer on a team, maybe, or in 2024. At only 19 years old, Hype had a 347 KDA, 967 CS per minute, 65.9 KP. Those are very good numbers. You'd like it to be a little bit higher, and maybe take the next step this year, but these are promising stats. 566 damage per minute, 24.3 gold share, 15 champions is a lot for an AD carry. 36 games played. Jin, Kesa, and Caitlyn being his most played. Like I said, these are spring 2022 numbers. AD, at 20 years old, did very well in Academy. Earned possibly the right to honestly be promoted to Challenger. They didn't do that, and at 20 years old in Academy, they are one of the older Academy players in the LCK. 381 KDA, 979 CS per minute, 60.1 KP, 638 damage per minute, 25.7 gold share. That is hefty. 9 champions, 25 games, Aphelios, Draven, and Jinx. So definitely a carry with those gold numbers. I mean, that's very, very high. But when you think about it, Top and Jug aren't farming that much. Neither is Mid. So AD is the only one farming on the team at the Academy level. Support, Lahen's the oldest player on the depth chart at 24 years old. 5.6 KDA, 71.1 KP, 2.59 vision score per minute. Roughly 1 cleared ward every 3 minutes. 13 champions, 40 games. Yumi, Tom Kench, Renata. Lahen's can play anything in bot lane. He is one of the best supports in the world. I'm really interested to see how aiming does alongside Lahen's, who is an upgrade over life. This team, if everybody plays up to what they should be playing to, this is a Worlds team. It's just a matter of if Keen and BDD can bounce back. Behind Lahen's is Reble, formerly known as Rebel, but Reble now, 20 years old. 4.6 KDA, 69.5 KP, 2.75 vision score per minute, 0.29 cleared wards a minute, 10 champions, 30 games, Nautilus, Nami, and Yumi. So we'll see how they do. They didn't excel, in my opinion. You know, they didn't really get around the rift as much. They were holding, well, whoever the AD carry's hand was, actually, because the Challenger AD carry is not on KT anymore. Wei is the sub on the Challengers team at support. They also played 80 carry games, so their champion pool is a mess. At 20 years old, a 221 KDA, 58.1 KP, 174 cleared, 174 vision score per minute, under one cleared ward every 5 minutes roughly. 6 champions, 10 games. Like I said, these numbers are scuffed as hell. There are a couple Jinx games and a Jin game in there because he played 80 carry. So, that's a thing. Sup. Their Academy support, 388 KDA, 65.5 KP, 9 champions, 28 games. Renata, Thresh, and Ashe. Thresh is interesting. We didn't see a lot of Thresh in summer, but apparently this player played it. But KT's Academy team didn't do all that well, right? 4-8-2. I didn't mention the coach. Hi-Ray is the coach, or He-Ray. They've been around the block. It's actually unfortunate I overlooked them. They have went 128 and 138 over their career, being attributed to LCK team since 2015 as a coach. So they've been around the block. Their best years were with Kingzone, it looked like. So we'll see if they can get the most out of Keen and BDD, because that is, like I said, what is holding this team back. I think this bot lane has the potential to be the best bot lane in the LCK. Which is a lot because I really like Keria. But if Guma plays like he did in summer and not like he did in spring or at Worlds, this could definitely compete with it. And Viper and Life are going to be also very, very competitive. Duck Dom and Barrel could be as well. There's a lot of fun bot lanes in the LCK this year. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, comment down below and like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Click on the playlist to watch all my LCK previews and the like. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube member, and thank you for watching.